Welcome, greetings, salutations. On this, actually, it's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Happy Valentine's Day. Yeah,
Jeffy,
whatever.
David, yeah.
Whatever.
It's what it is.
In honor of this, we picked Wanda and Vision, these star-crossed lovers. Vision keeps getting destroyed. Uh-oh. Now I'm getting a big echo. Are you hearing that? No? Oh, man, it was just me. Okay.
It's always you, Chris.
Well, I fixed it now, so you're welcome.
That'll teach it.
Yeah, that'll teach it. Valentine's Day, Wanda and Vision, the tragic duo. Vision keeps dying. Really seems to be their main problem. That and he's not a real boy. So we're going to see. That didn't seem to matter. They've already had kids, him being a robot and her, just because she's so mind powerful. But we're going to get into all of this and more as we talk about Wanda and Vision. And also, that'll lead us right into talking about Doctor Strange. We got another trailer, and I think talking about Wanda and Vision is going to be the perfect setup to get into talking about that. But before we do that, I'm Chris. I'm here with my co-host Debbie. Debbie, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. Had a very relaxing day. David, how are you doing down below us?
I'm full of heart-shaped pizza, but I'm good.
Yeah. Disappointed that there was no Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer?
Yes.
I was Thursday night. We were going to talk about it on Thursday night. I was so ready. I was like, oh, come on. Every commercial that came on, I'm like, okay, it's this one. Okay, it's this one. And then about halftime.
And then there was an actual Ewan McGregor commercial. Yeah. I was like,
But and I'm sitting here thinking, why not? Why not? I mean, it's May, right? It comes out in May. They gave one to Doctor Strange. It comes out in May, too.
They didn't want to compete with Marvel.
And we've got Mike in the comments saying hello. Hello, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
All right. Well, we're disappointed we didn't get a Kenobi trailer, but we did get a Doctor Strange trailer. That's pretty sweet for what we're doing here today. Also, David, props on the shirt. Matching Deadpools.
Got the pool on.
Have a Deadpool.
Well, that's your loss.
I figured I had to wear Deadpool today because it's red and Valentine's Day and everything, so made sense.
I wore Loki, so
because that's who you're
with. That makes sense.
Different kind of boner alert there. All right, let's get it going with today's theme song.
Theme song guy.
Oh yeah! It's MC Mondays on Geek News Now. We're talking about all Geek News Now. Movies and TV and comics, news, other opinions, breaking news and reviews. It's Geek News Now. It's
Dr.
Chris
is back.
Chris, I can't hear you.
I was getting rid of that echo. Did it work?
I still don't hear an echo, but okay.
I really got rid of it that time.
So,
it was too effective, that strategy. Anyway, we're back talking about Wanda and Vision, and that'll lead us right into Doctor Strange. So the first time we saw Wanda and Vision was in the same movie, and that, I mean, technically we saw Wanda in the post-credits scene, but that's barely anything. Age of Ultron is where we really got to see them both for the first time, and I don't think anyone suspected at that point, unless you were like into comics and you kind of had an idea what was happening. If you were just watching the MCU, I don't think you were thinking those two are going to be an item. In Age of Ultron, I don't even think they talk to each other. Oh, they do. He saves her.
mhm.
So there's that moving moment where she's actually about to die because she feels her twin die, and then she's on that train and Vision swoops in and gets her out of there. And so that they have that much of a moment together, but we really don't see that much between them until Captain America Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
And then even then, it's more of just like friendship than romance. That doesn't start until
I think I honestly, if you go back and watch Civil War, knowing how things pan out and how things turn out, you kind of see it starting to bud there. I mean, it's not full on "oh I love you" kind of thing, but you know,
I think it was more Vision than it was her.
they're well, and I don't. I mean, yeah, maybe, but you know, they had the whole thing where he was cooking the meal or whatever, and she said, "Oh, spirits lift," you know.
That was also a distraction to keep her from leaving. Too. He was still, and then she beat him down for.
Oh, it was like Stockholm syndrome then.
Well, except she does not know. Stockholm syndrome would be her starting to
falling in love with her captor.
Yeah, but she doesn't. She whoops him and leaves.
Hmm.
It's only later once maybe he's just submissive and he's like, I like a lady that can actually defeat me. Nobody else can. Ahoy, Alan. Awesome tune. Thank you. I do the vocals. I assume you're talking about our theme song. Actually, a great callback. I think he's talking about Deadpool. Oh, yeah, it was. The release day was Valentine's Day. And even in the movie, one of the first times he talks to the audience, he's like, my boyfriend told me this was going to be a superhero movie, but that one guy just turned the other guy into a freaking kebab. So it's like a date movie. I went and saw that on Valentine's Day with my girlfriend at the time. Wow, that was a while ago. So anyway, Valentine's Day. Oof. It's it can be a great day or a bad one, but we're making it a good one. WandaVision though, they never have any luck. He's always real getting blown up, or
well, I never
like
really
Romeo and Juliet. They can't do it.
Well, and it was like that too. Okay. I mean, even in Infinity War, you know, they were having to sneak away and spend some time with each other. So,
and that was the first time we ever saw him looking like a human. Because up until that point, it was just like he's a robot guy with metal skin, and then he shows up looking like Paul Bettany. And it's like, but now that, what is that? I don't know. And it's also weird because her powers very much seem to be like reality changing powers, but it's from the Mind Stone.
From the Mind Stone,
and he's got the Mind Stone, and he can like change stuff. It's like, well, I could shoot a beam out of my forehead. That does sound very Mind Stone-y. I agree, but some of these other powers are kind of weird.
The phasing through things, and
it's like, what does that have to do with? I don't know. Here's just a random grab bag of powers because of this Infinity Stone in your forehead.
Vision has many, many powers, some of which haven't been discovered yet.
So that's kind of weird. But the one thing that does make sense about them is her being able to like commune with the stone. But then he's like, it's warning me about things that are coming. And she's like, I just feel you. And then they call back on that in WandaVision where she's looking for him and the stone's gone. But then she keeps it. I never understood exactly what happened at the end of WandaVision. I guess we'll get to that. Infinity War, though, that is the first time we actually see them being romantic, even though, again, right back to WandaVision, when they have the flashbacks, they show in the Avengers compound was one of the first times that they were actually kind of falling for each other. And that was right after, I guess that was before Civil War, because she was sad about Pietro dying. And so maybe they were starting to develop some stuff. Of course, since WandaVision came out after Civil War and they're doing a flashback, they could just do what it say that happened or do whatever.
Oh yeah, that happened.
Yeah, look, this happened. They were developing feelings for each other. It's
that was Spider-Man and Iron Man 2. That was Peter Parker. Sure, why not?
The retroactive abilities, yeah. If Ant-Man has 2 films, Doctor Strange should have 4 to 5.
But Ant-Man's getting 3, so now what do we bump it up to? Like 7 or 8?
Yeah, sure. Just keep bumping it up.
Sure.
How many movies was Iron Man in? Just keep. Although I think Marvel has even said they're not planning on doing it that way anymore,
Right.
so that they don't get caught up in an Iron Man situation where they have to pay an actor tons if they want him to be in the film. Like, they don't want to have to shell out that much money. Because Robert Downey Jr. was charging like
Oh yeah.
a lot by the end.
Every time he went into the Disney studios just to take a dump, they had to pay him like $400 or $500.
$1 million. Yeah.
There you
I've
go.
always thought that was the best way to watch this show. But you're on the show and it's live. Yeah, no, think about that. Okay. Don't think too hard. So Vision, he gets blown up in Infinity War, which was kind of disappointing because everyone was like, what happened to that character? And they were just starting to, and then they have a show coming out called WandaVision, and it's like, what? So he's not in Endgame. WandaVision, it turns out he was just a memory. And so now we have White Vision.
He was
the
if you
Mind
want-
Stone.
he physically he was there in WandaVision. Remember, she stole his body. Shield had, or I guess Sword had him.
Yeah.
And she went
But
in
she
and
didn't
stole.
actually steal it, though. Remember? She went there.
Oh, she went there, but she saw it.
And then
it,
she
it
left.
was there.
She saw it. Yeah. That was when she did her touching of the head thing, and she was like, he is really gone. Now, they doctored the footage. That was what the villains were saying. The government was like, she broke in, and they used all that to make it look like she stole his body, but she didn't. And so they used that body to make White Vision. But again, she was like, Vision's not actually there. So this is just like an indestructible android and this is the whole reason they had that scene about the boat, the philosophical question of if the boat has been completely rebuilt with all different parts, is it the same boat? If none of the original parts remain, and it's like, it is the memory of the blah, blah, blah. And so then he gets the memories of Vision and seems to come back to being, well, he just flies away then.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, it's like, we don't know what he's doing. So actually that's going to be my first question to you guys, really, of the night. Do you think we'll be seeing White Vision, or I don't know, is that what we're calling him still? I think that's
Yes.
the best name. Albino Vision. Will we be seeing this new Vision 2.0, in Multiverse of Madness?
Oh,
Anything's possible.
it
That's
wouldn't.
the easy answer with this.
Yeah.
With Multiverse of Madness. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I have
it's,
no idea.
it's the Mark Hamill cameo right there. That's what that is. No, it wouldn't surprise me if even if it was like a flashback to where it's like, oh, this happened. You know, WandaVision sitting explaining to Strange. I think that was one of the lines in the trailer, was something like, if you mess up, you're a hero, but if I mess up, I get in trouble. And I can see a flashback happening to WandaVision saying, okay, look, we're tying WandaVision to Multiverse. Here you go. Here's your tie-in.
Mm-hmm.
And him being in as far as that goes. As far as Paul Bettany full on, I don't know, maybe.
I could see it as a mid-credit scene or something. Because there's no reason to have brought him in and nothing.
And just throw him away, yeah.
Yeah.
They did it with Ralph Boner.
I found a meme, I think, that kind of goes with this. I just need to download it real fast. Hold on. Why did that look like that? Okay. Be 2 secs here.
1, 2.
No, okay, it's a figure of speech. I had to save a snapshot of the meme because it was in an inconvenient place. Now then, I don't know if you've seen the show Community, but there's a show when one of the characters is like, I can excuse racism, but I will not excuse this other thing. And then one of the black characters is like, you can excuse racism. And then she's like, oh, crap. So I can excuse the slavery and torture of an entire town, but I draw the line at helping a kid who saved the world get his anonymity back. You can excuse slavery and torture. Because that scene from the trailer, we'll talk about it a little bit more, but that's exactly what that's talking about, is that she's calling it a double standard when the things that they're doing are a little bit different, but it's all like, from my perspective, the Jedi are real, it's from a certain point of view. I also want to take this opportunity to mention that we have some music videos in the links below that I've made, and they have to do exactly with what we're talking about. For instance,
Sound like your dead husband could die twice.
Got one on WandaVision that goes to Falling for the First Time, and I got one on Doctor Strange that goes to Super Unknown, and then one for Wanda and Vision, not WandaVision, but Wanda and Vision, that is to Dreams by Beck. And I can't show any more of those right there because we'll get a copyright strike for music. But you can check them out on your own. I think they're pretty cool. And they have to do with exactly these things that we're talking about right now. Blammo. Let's see. WandaVision was objectively great. Social commentary, a little fun, slightly surreal at times, depending on my mood, quite malicious from a human sort of point of view. Yeah, like when Vision was, he was mind controlled. So every day he's like fighting just to figure out what's real. And then when he's actually figuring that out, it's kind of creepy.
She's blocking him.
Well, she does a little reverse.
She does it. Yeah, she does a lot of stuff to block him.
And then, and so is that okay? Because it's just a figment of her imagination? No, it's really not, because you gave it life. And the other thing is that you're mind controlling all those other people in this town. That is another thing that's just like brushed off pretty easily at the end. They're like, they'll never know what you did for them. It's like, I don't know. Well, they certainly know what you did to them. Because they were in waking nightmares.
Yeah.
Some of these people were like, please let me die. They've been tortured for however long she was doing that whole thing. And so
6 weeks, 7 weeks.
Sad for her.
However long the show lasted.
Yeah. Unfortunate that you lost Vision, but tons of other people lost people in the snap, and other people lost people, or people remarried, I'm sure, while the people were snapped away. How many, like, there's so many people that probably came back from that snap and be like, honey, I'm home. It's a miracle. Who's this? Who's this?
What
Doug, you're my best friend. You weren't here. I was trying to take care of her. I don't know if anyone watched The Walking Dead. That's almost exactly how that starts. Rick Grimes and his former partner, he's like, oh, there's my wife and my son. Hey, former partner, you were taking care of them. He's like, yes.
Oh, I was taking care of them.
We're
Oh,
wasting
yeah.
one.
Yo.
All right.
All right. Jeff Wayne, DC really has no chance against Marvel. It's all DC really has is Batman. Certainly, as far as standalone stuff, I would agree with that. And their joint projects, like their connected works for the DC universe, haven't gone together all that well so far.
You're talking about the TV shows and stuff, the DCU.
Well, I was more talking about like just the Snyderverse, I guess, because that's really the only established universe they have right now. We'll see what happens. I mean, that's literally why this new Batman movie is taking place on a different Earth. And then they're going to set up multiverse stuff with the Flash.
We got Black Adam coming up.
Black Adam could be good. I
With
mean, The Rock is always...
Rock. He's always fun.
That's guaranteed cinema, like, money. Like, people are going to pay money. Oh, The Rock's in it? Yeah, dope.
The Rock.
Yeah.
The Rock. He's so hot right now. So hot.
He was just in the Super Bowl.
Shut up and take my money.
The Rock. Oh, Strange Love the Doctor. I teach music. Loved your Super Unknown video. Top class. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And the one he's talking about, that's the one he's talking about. That's a Doctor Strange music video. It is linked below. Check it out when you get the chance. It's one of my favorite ones. Okay, and Matt chiming in. Hey, Matt, why is 6 to 8 episodes the standard now? Too short to fully flesh out characters and story. Although CW DC shows are too long at 20 episodes, 10 to 12 episodes is the sweet spot. That's an interesting topic.
It is an interesting topic, and I'm gonna slightly disagree with you to where 6 to 8 episodes isn't enough time to fully flesh out a character. And the only reason I say that is because 6 to 8, we'll say hour-long episodes. I mean, even if it's as short as half hour, you're looking at somewhere between 5 to 8 hours, depending on how long the episode runtimes are. And 5 to 8 hours is a lot better than a 2-hour movie that's on the theater. I mean, you can hash out a lot more in that extra 2 to 3 hours than you can just going to a movie and watching it.
So in comparison to a movie, you have more time. But if you're comparing it to the standard that TV shows had set, up until now, it's way shorter. Because the standard is like, a serialized show, which the Marvels are not a serialized type thing. It's not a villain of the week type thing. None of them have been that way, really. It's been more of a overarching arc the entire time, whereas the standard way that TV shows had done and the way that DC kind of did it in their CW shows is you have a villain of the week, and then you have still an arc that's outside of that.
You've got the
overarching
the big villain.
But each episode is in and of itself like a self-contained story, usually, or they have like a next week part 2. But they usually take down the villain that week, like that enemy is done with, and then there's like a season-long villain in the background.
Same thing happened with Smallville.
Yeah, and that's that was basically the precursor to the Flash and Arrow and things like that. And that was the way that they had it set up. The Marvel shows, instead of being like a shorter TV, they're more like trying to set up a longer movie. And that's why you actually had, and we talked about this when we first started doing this show, is there was some pushback just because people weren't familiar. Marvel fans, MCU fans, had only ever had the movie experience for the MCU. And so when you had the episode by episode thing, you had a lot of people that were like, this is slow. You still hear it all the time. Mm-hmm. The main complaint for any show now is like, it's slow. And it's like, how how much money they're putting into this? They're basically putting in a movie's worth, maybe not a movie, but
I bet it's pretty close.
Yeah.
You look at shows like The Mandalorian, and I'll bet it's pretty darn close.
So that much money is going into, but not every episode is going to be a full arc. It's more like a piece of the whole thing, because you don't have that villain every week that's going to be defeated. You basically have step 1 of even figuring out what's going on in the show.
In a lot of these shows, in Marvel's case, I know Fahey has said it wasn't true, but they're all going to be interconnecting, leading up to something big. Instead of having 10 or 11 shows or movies that lead up to something big, now you're going to have 3 or 4 shows that are going to lead into something big.
It's exactly what they did with phase 1 through 3, where it was, Thanos was the overarching bad guy. You knew it was going to boil down to the Infinity War, and they're doing it exactly the same way. They're doing the same thing where there's an overarching villain, but they're doing it on a grander scale now. They're like, oh, look, now we can do TV shows, and we can tie all the TV shows to the movies and get even more story out of it.
Yeah, in a way, they kind of did that television idea, the CW, the overarching villain in the background, and then a villain of the week. They used that model for their movies because no one had done movies that interconnected before. Like, oh, all these 10 movies are all going to be in the same universe of things. Like, that hadn't been done. And so when that factored in as a goal, and then you don't think of the movie as just an episode. It was a movie. It's a movie experience. It's not just like one episode of The Flash. It's like the event. It's Iron Man, it's big budget production, and that's the type of big budget production they're trying to bring to the shows too. Like when you watch WandaVision or when you watch Loki, the level of production value should be that of a Marvel film.
Yeah.
Very close to it. And that's definitely a higher standard than you'll get in a CW show. That's just a fact. So for the special effects part of it. And Dr. Strangelove is a fan of the drama. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. tied into the movies. Barely.
It did.
For a
And
while. Then towards the end, I don't think they really lined up.
They started not as much, yeah.
But I still love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
It was a great show. And Clark Gregg's awesome. So
Of course he is.
yeah, he's alive as far as I'm concerned. And in that show, he like can't die. It's hilarious. He comes back all the time. It's like the man that just decided to come back. All right, but WandaVision, I think we see a side of Vision that's like it takes him to help get her back from the breakdown she had. You know what I mean? And even though he's like a part of her own mind stone, whatever, it's him. It's everything about him that was important. You know, it's not like the body or the vibranium it's like the essence of him. And it kind of ties back into that thing that Banner says when they're talking about removing the stone from his head. Like, can he live without the stones? Like, yeah. What is then there? That kind of asks the question: what is Vision?
Yeah.
And is albino Vision, new Vision, is he really Vision before he gets the memories, or is he just like a different robot? It's like, okay, he's android, government android Model 1. All right, we're going to send him out on their first mission. Vision shows up, puts memories in his head. Now he's Vision. But before, yeah, it's like before that you were the husk of Vision. Now
you're the complete Vision.
Self-actualized. Yeah. And you can leave this bubble of sorcery, which other Vision can't.
Which memory Vision can't.
He tries. It does not go well.
He's a toaster, basically.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't look like a fun time. Call me nuts.
You're nuts.
But Disintegrating, I'm not a fan of it. I haven't tried it, but it doesn't look fun. I think it's funny that she gave him the ability to feel pain and everything. I don't think she was fully functioning on like all cylinders when she made that.
No, she was
terror bubble.
She
was emotionally distraught. There's the scene where she just goes, ah!
She was she was emotionally distraught. She had just watched Vision die in front of her twice. One of the times at her hand, and then she gets snapped away for 5 years and comes back and doesn't even, I mean, she beats the crap out of Thanos, but she doesn't get to kill him, which is, I'm sure, what she wanted. Plus, she goes and S.H.I.E.L.D.'s got Vision's body there. Yeah, she's got some issues.
Yep. Yeah. It's like, it's one thing to have your loved one die in the service of saving everyone. That's a hero. It's another thing to find out the government took his body and is like cutting it up and doing experiments and like, this metal's awesome. Sweet. Let's rip this guy's body apart.
And, you know, her trauma goes back to when she was a kid. When, you know, I mean, she's had trauma throughout all her life, pretty much.
We laid there for 3 days waiting for Tony Stark to kill us.
Nuts. Can't make excuses for Wanda.
I just did.
I kind of.
She's got PTSD.
The thing is, though, well, with great power comes great responsibility, and maybe it is PTSD. And well, we're very sad for you, but now you're actively starting to become dangerous.
Hurting people.
Yeah. And so now, and she seems, I guess we're at the halfway mark. Let's start talking about the Doctor Strange trailer in full. So yeah, when she's talking in that, and she's like, how come I'm vilified for what she doesn't say villain, but that's basically what she says. How come I'm vilified for what I'm doing when you're not? It's like, that's a false equivalency, and you're so reality bendingly powerful that we can't just let you decide. Because if she decides to do whatever she wants, that can literally mean whatever she wants it to mean.
She let her emotions take over, and bad things happened. And we kind of saw that in What If too, when we had the bad Doctor Strange, where he let his emotions take over, and I need to stop all of this from happening. So, and then maybe we'll see that in, we got the trailer, Multiverse Madness. It looks like we're gonna have evil Doctor Strange. They're gonna tie What If in.
Evil Doctor Strange is the least of the things. I mean, okay, I did see another good meme. I'm not going to go find it right now, but it was so it shows the clip. Actually, I think I had it. It was wherever. Let's see. Yeah, right here. Okay, so it's that, and so it's that clip, and it's like the person's like, "Yo, this clip got more hype than the entire Batman trailer." And I was laughing my butt off because I'm gonna risk playing full sound right here just for a bit.
We should tell him the truth.
Oh,
that was either Captain Picard or Professor X, but either way, this multiverse thing is awesome. Make it so.
Engage.
Let's go back though, because I mean that's the assumption. That's the assumption everyone's making, that I'm making, is now that it's Professor X confirmed,
Mephisto confirmed.
Right?
Illuminati confirmed.
I'm just going to turn on the trailer with no sound. We can talk over, but definitely they have been perfecting this disintegration technique. It's everywhere in this, like things just falling apart and floating into the distance. They're like, I really liked that in WandaVision. Let's put that to work. Do we want to actually go back here and take a look? This is the dream that he says he keeps having. That doesn't look great.
That's America Chavez.
Yes, because there's her
There's Mephisto.
star on her back. That's the Mummy.
Yeah.
The Mummy Returns.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is Brandon Fraser in this too?
Oh yeah.
One could hope. America's sweetheart. Now that almost looked like.
Is that a
It looks like an evil symbol on his chest, but it kind of looks like him.
Is that?
Wait, do you remember the video?
Defender Strange.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
I
Do you
believe
remember?
it is.
You know what it looks like? Do you remember the video game Quake back a long, long time ago?
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks like that. That looks like the Quake symbol.
Quake Strange.
It's Tom Cruise.
It's part of his dream.
It's Tom Cruise as Tony Stark.
We have the watch broken in the same shape as like the mystical symbol or whatever that's on their window. That city looks pretty fancy. Oh, wait. So, like I said, disintegrating. A lot of people are talking about how Doctor Strange put their reality, their very existence, like at threat. And there's Rachel McAdams, of course. God, the bad guy. I keep forgetting his name. Yeah, Mordo. Every time he shows up. Although that was pretty sweet. Let's go back and take a quick look at the meditating Scarlet Witch and all her Scarlet Witchery.
We can call her that now.
Mhm.
Yep.
I've noticed a lot more that they've started using the superhero names of the characters. you know, because you had the first phase and it was, oh, it's Tony and well maybe Cap, but Tony and Cap and Thor. It's not Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor. It's not Hulk. It's Banner.
Mhm.
Well, I also thought of that as like we're on the team. We're calling each other by our familiar names. Like other people would be like, "It's Captain America," but Tony Stark's not going to be like, "Hello, Captain America." You know what I mean? Like they have this. I think I like that as part of their like repertoire. But you're also right. But I think that helps show it from like the inside of like what it's like being them. So from like the passerby, the person on the outside perspective, yes, that is Iron Man, especially with like Tony Stark. Are you Iron Man? Sometimes. We believe in you. That's when he's buying the strawberries. But, you know, there's one thing on this earth that I am allergic to: strawberries. Well, I knew
it was.
I knew there was something with strawberries. I'm getting better. All right, so we have Doctor Strange come through a portal, looking cool. This guy grew his hair out. Yeah, same as me since the last. Pretty much been doing it since the last Doctor Strange movie. I'm not getting my hair cut until they come out with another Doctor Strange movie. Me and Mordo.
We're all going crazy. We're all going Mordo.
And yeah, he's basically still pissed off that he was pissed off at Strange in the Doctor Strange movie for breaking the rules.
Yeah.
He even said, like, I'm not gonna, after the main villain fight, he's like, screw you, dude, I'm out. Screw you guys, I'm going home.
Oh,
So
it was the bill will come due, or what was the what was the line he
you
said?
have to pay the price, and he says something the bill will come due, the bill has to be paid. And then it seems like after that he goes and starts to kill other sorcerers. So I don't know if that
because
he definitely kills the one guy.
Yeah, he got the problem with this world is there's too many sorcerers.
Yeah, and that was the guy with the legs that was just using magic to walk. And it's like, oh, yeah, good thing you took out that guy. Started off with a real toughie, didn't you? How is he going to defend himself? I don't know, because all he uses magic for is walking around. The villain. So Mordo has yet to convince me that his angle is completely right. But yeah, so he was pissed at Doctor Strange for just using the time stone at all, even though it did save the world. And in that case, it was like, I feel like Doctor Strange did the right thing in the first Doctor Strange. Now, at first, when he was trying to go past his limits and stuff, when he was just messing with it was like, dude, come on. You just picked up their most sacred talisman and started futzing around with it.
You're making an apple.
You're such a dick. And so, but after that, like, he recognizes that the only way to win is by doing that. In Spider-Man, though, it does seem like wildly more reckless, the stuff that ends up happening, because Doctor Strange in that is just like, yeah, I'll just cast a spell, it'll make everyone in the world forget who you are, and oh, the consequences could be dire. But I'll do it because why not? I won't even stop to hesitate. I won't think about it. We haven't even figured out the spell we want to use before I start casting it. Stop interrupting my spell. Why did you just start casting it? Just like, you didn't know for sure what you were going to be doing? You're just like whipping it up. That's not
up the top of his head.
On the fly is not how to be conducting these operations.
He's not the sorcerer. He's not the sorcerer supreme though anymore. So he's allowed.
That doesn't make his responsibilities any less technically. If it's just by how much power he has, it's the same.
It's. I don't have to worry about the consequences. I'm not in charge.
Now that looks pretty technological. And
C-3PO.
Well, I was thinking Ultron. Yeah. So those rumors about Tom Cruise and being Tony Stark, that could be Tony Stark with a Mind Stone, the like superior Iron Man or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he could be making, because this, a lot of people are saying, is the Illuminati, especially since, and I'll turn on the volume again for a little while because we had Matt say, I totally miss Patrick Stewart.
How could you miss that voice?
We should tell him the truth.
We should tell him the truth.
And the back of the head looked bald too.
Mm-hmm.
Gross. It's a meat cute.
It's like what Thanos did to
Mantis.
Mantis and Drax, yeah.
got evil Doctor Strange there.
Oh, see, somebody was saying, "Oh, that's the superior Iron Man right there."
I think it's probably Monica Rambeau,
That's
or
my
a
thought.
variant Monica Rambeau, where she's
Or
Captain Marvel, or
I was gonna say, are they gonna reintroduce Captain Marvel and get rid of what's her name?
Why?
Because that movie was awful.
boom. Let's see
That
if we could get a better look, but that really does move quite quick. See, people have taken like this clip and like blown it up, and they're like, look, and then they Photoshop, and it's like, see, it's
it's Iron Man.
I've seen a bunch of Photoshop pictures of that.
Well, I've seen some where the guy looks black, so people were thinking Blue Marvel then. But I don't know if that picture was true or not.
No, and if the person looks black, then it's just probably Monica Rambeau. It's just more.
Oh, you know what?
Do you see the guy on the middle of the dais here with the horns? We saw those horns earlier, so this person is back. Like, watch, you can see him.
He's like a minotaur.
Yeah, and
I forget his name.
There's a bit earlier on
at the mountain.
Yeah, somewhere where
you see the back of his
head. The back of his head. So that's at least 2 scenes with that Minotaur man. So it could be a side character coming in. You got these guys. I don't know what's going on there. Monica, I think, right there in front. Not Monica.
American Chavez.
Right. American Girl. Or Girl America. Captain America Girl. Look out for Baby Cthulhu. That creature actually has a name, and when people saw it in the first trailer, they were like fighting over whether it was one or the other, because there's apparently 2 villains that are almost identical, looking just like that.
All I know is that the first Doctor Strange Lego set that came out had that thing in it. So I was like, oh, they're finally getting around to
become a hero. I do it and I become the enemy.
Yeah, so that's the line. I'll try and see if I can get the whole thing included there.
Break the rules. Look out!
When you break the rules. Okay.
You break the rules. Look out! Become a hero. I do it and I become the enemy.
Who was the statue?
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
Was it Strange? It didn't look like him.
You break the rules. Look out! Become a hero.
They even say you become a hero. And it could be an alternate universe Strange. I don't think that's,
I guess,
in his reality. Besides, look at the buildings in the background.
Maybe it's Magneto.
I don't think that's Magneto. He's not wearing a helmet. And I
Why
don't think
not?
he would let them build a helmet of him, or a statue of him without the helmet.
He's got his helmet on. You can't see his face.
You don't care. It's about the image.
That doesn't seem fair.
Creepy.
That's a real ring thing.
Apparently that's Gargantos. That thing. Evil Strange isn't evil, he just knows better. It's more like bitter Strange. Well, knows better from the experience of failing by also becoming evil. Because he started eating all those demons and being like, I want more power, so I'll just get demon power. If we're talking about the What If episode where they're like also bursting out of him and he can't even control them, and then he destroys his reality. He destroys his entire reality. That's got to be more evil than taking over a town for a little while. Hey, I think, David, you're blowing into your microphone, or
am
I
I?
hear you breathing.
Yes.
Yeah, that was.
Stop breathing.
Yeah, well, I don't know what to tell you. they're not even close to bringing in the X-Men. Uh-oh.
What?
What about the Patrick Stewart?
Yeah. What about Patrick
Will
Stewart?
not go unpunished.
We should tell him the truth.
Who do you think that is?
Seb.
Oh, that's funny though.
That's right.
All right. So this trail, I mean, I'm still excited for this. There's so many things.
I've got to wonder about the whole Ultimate Iron Man or Monica Rambeau or whoever that is. I'm wondering if that is somebody like completely familiar to us. Like we would know who that was, but they're blocking it in the trailer for the like you had Hulk in Wakanda. You know, we're not gonna give away what's going on here. Or what was it in Spider-Man, the lizard taking a punch from nobody.
Well, that was just terrible editing. But I don't even think it's necessary to, with a movie like this, there's probably so many reveals that they could spare a couple in the trailer. Like, for instance, America Chavez and different things like that. Like, there's going to be so much happening in this movie that they're already just like, we can give you some stuff here and there.
Yeah.
Xavier is in the Illuminati.
Uh-oh. There he is. There's your Minotaur.
Yeah, so
Yes, he is.
Minotaur. So maybe this is right before they go inside. I don't know.
Oh.
That's
That
okay.
place, I forget the name of it, but that is where the Darkhold was forged.
Forged. It's a book. We forged a book.
Put together, whatever.
I know. It's more than just your average book.
Fabricated, created,
Mhm.
made.
And the other thing is, like, this whole chamber kind of
There's 6 seats.
smacks of the Illuminati.
Now, I don't know if it's going to be the Illuminati from the comics or
An
gonna do a
MCU
twist.
Illuminati.
just a twist, like maybe they're evil Illuminati or something like that. They're variants.
Evil Illuminati.
Evil.
Just like the real Illuminati. No. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I mean, if they were, let's just put it this way, if they were willing to put Patrick Stewart's voice in the trailer, how many more reveals do you think they're going to, like, in the actual movie itself? There's going to be tons of stuff happening in this. The Illuminati in this movie would also push for a Reed Richards. This would be a great time to see a Reed Richards, even if it's a variant Reed Richards, not from the MCU's home base, you know what I mean? But just a multiversal Reed Richards, because he's also on the Illuminati. Although I think Black Panther also was at one point. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
He was, but like I said,
But
I
you can
think
just-
this is a different
Variant.
Illuminati.
Yeah.
They're going to be doing their own little twisty thing. And these scenes here, I think this is
Cubular.
Doctor Strange falling through all the different multiverses, because we also get to see Zombie Strange from What If.
Zombie. Which the weird thing, the creepy thing about those zombies is they retain like their ability to fight and stuff. So
In this scene here, go back a couple seconds. Right here. So Wanda dressing normally. She's got the kids. You see 2 scooters in the background. You see Legos on the floor.
They're in a house, like a neighborhood home kind of
Yeah.
thing. Suburbia.
Witchy Wanda is upset because she's realizing she can't yank those kids away from her, because normal Wanda is the actual mom. or something like that. But yeah, somebody's got the kids because you can see the scooters and the toys, and looks like they've had a fight because the lamp's on the floor.
And her face is like screwed up. Something happened. And she seems to be, even though she was complaining about being treated like, how come when you do it, you become a hero and then everyone turns against me? A, it's not, she's talking about two completely different things. And then B, she seems villainously pissed off about it. Like the way that she's talking is just like, that's the kind of way of villain monologues before they decide to do something that the protagonist would not want them to do.
I get vilified.
That doesn't seem fair.
Oh,
magic!
That was the kicker right there too. That doesn't seem fair.
Doesn't seem fair.
Let's make it fair.
From my point of view, the Jedi are evil. You know, it's like blammo. And then I see through the lies of the Avengers. Yeah, lots of potential. Wow. Okay, I was about to say, what are you using bows and arrows against, you idiots? And then I was like, laser bows and arrows. Look at that guy. He's got
a laser bow.
Is that the best way to be propelling these lasers?
It's like
with the bow technology. We have guns. Like put that laser in a gun and
yeah, but they're in that mountain fortress thing that maybe they're not allowed.
This all harkens back to the first Iron Man when he said, Genghis Khan ruled the Mughal Empire because he had the bow and arrow, the latest technology. Now the bow and arrow has come full circle.
Now whoever has the latest Stark technology. Now it is my time. You will make for me the Jericho missile. Magical arrows. This comment had me laughing. There's a Lego on the floor and she's walking barefoot. Madness! Yeah, there's just so much happening in this that I can't wait. Can't wait. I'm mad they pushed it back, but it's
well, in the latest poster, did you guys look at all at the shards?
In
the
I didn't
latest
see the
poster they put out, did you have a look at the shards?
I haven't seen it.
Because we see which I'm going to assume is Peggy's Captain America or Captain Britain, whatever they're calling her, shield. And there's also Deadpool.
Okay.
Are you sure that wasn't a fan-made poster?
No. It's a
poster. Okay. It's funny that you say that because I was sitting there at our Super Bowl gathering last night, and the Doctor Strange trailer came on, and I was watching it on my phone, and another guy was there, and he was looking through his phone, and he says, "Hey, this says that Ryan Reynolds is on the IMDb page for Doctor Strange 2, he's just as a role. There's no assigned role, but he's on the IMDb page." And I was like, "What?" And so of course I went to go look, and I was like, he's not on the IMDb page. So calm down there.
So this isn't real, right? I mean, the poster you're talking about, is this the poster you're talking about? First of all, does it look like that?
No, it looks slightly different, I think.
Well, that's probably because someone photoshopped it. Where did you see this poster?
It's all over TikTok and Twitter and everywhere else.
Okay.
Whoa.
When you get it from an actual news source or variety, because I could take this and just change every piece of glass to show someone else. Sure, all you have to do is lower the opacity on their face and paste it.
You could put the thing in there and read Richards.
Pretty reliable sources on TikTok. So.
But if it's this official poster and it looks just like that but slightly different, that sounds like Photoshop to me. And I don't see another version of that poster anywhere on the.
You find it, Debbie, and send it to us.
Yeah,
and we'll let you know.
And let me
Oh
finish.
my god.
Ryan Reynolds posted a picture which he immediately took down. He was in his Deadpool suit, but he took it down because one of the, or maybe they do it all for everybody, I don't know, but one of the women in the background is the costume person or dressmaker, whatever you want to call it, for Doctor Strange.
I'll have to look that one up too.
Well, it's not there now. He took it down.
No. I got that. There's going to be copies have been made. I'm sure it's out there somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
I sure hope so. I hope he hasn't gone stale.
It looks good to me so far, but I have to just see what happens when we actually see it. All right. One factual question we might still ask. Why is Strange still wearing his pendant in the stone gone by now?
We don't know which line
we did talk a little bit about this last week when we talked all about Doctor Strange, but the pendant that he wears is the amulet of Agamotto. And in the comics, the amulet of Agamotto holds within it the eye of Agamotto, which is a relic of great power that lets him do all different kinds of stuff in the comics. Now in the MCU, the amulet of Agamotto holds the time stone. Now, at least in his timeline, the time stone has been destroyed. So the amulet itself, though, still exists. So maybe he's actually going to find the actual eye of Agamotto to put in there, or maybe he just likes wearing it. Also, it's the sign of the Sorcerer Supreme, right? At least in the MCU. So maybe he has leveled back up. Although,
are we going to lose Wong?
Wong didn't look happy with him, though.
Oh,
either way.
Oh.
So just for show,
I think it has powers in and of itself. They're just not. It was just used as a housing device for the
Infinity Stone.
Yeah.
Time Stone.
Plus, we know from watching Loki that there's plenty more time stones out there.
Yeah,
there's a whole bunch of them. They use them as paperweights.
Those Infinity Stones.
We use them as paperweights.
Chump change. Yes, Doctor Strange. Yeah, I can't wait because if they do half, I remember watching Doctor Strange and when he's going through the portal and the multiverse, as it were, or the dimensions, realities, having his mind blown. I was just sitting there like, this is awesome. This is really cool. Like, I'm glad the entire movie isn't this. That would be insane. But I'm glad that
it made me go crazy.
But yeah, but having a section of it, that's and this one is like there's going to be more of that happening. It's not just going to happen once. It's going to be like over here. It's going to happen. And then this is remember that time you were growing all those hands out of your fingers, more hands. That's the hands dimension. Welcome. Shaking hello takes forever. Literally, it's an infinite process of hands. I'd say don't get handsy, but you can't help it. You just. Do you remember Dark City? It's like that, but for 30 minutes in the movie. I don't actually.
Did you not see Dark City?
What's that?
Oh, go see Dark City.
Okay.
It's a movie. It's Kiefer Sutherland and
Kiefer.
I forgot who the lead was, but that was a good movie.
Making a note. Watch Dark City.
Watch Dark City. It's one of those. It's one of those like mid-90s. We want to appeal to the goth crowd.
I'll fit it into my schedule. Well, in the mid-90s, I was among the goth crowd.
Oh well,
not the deep goth crowd. I was more of like dressed like a skater, but would prefer to read books crowd.
So is this before or after Lost Boys?
After.
Mm.
Because Lost Boys was like, what, late 80s, right?
I'm thinking. I just watched that too, but I don't pay attention to the years. But yeah, I just rewatched.
Yes, there you go. It's a precursor to The Matrix.
Very cool. I'll definitely have to check that out. Thank you for the recommendation. I always love a good movie recommendation.
No, you're going to come back next week and say, that was awful.
Who knows?
That wasn't a good movie recommendation. That was a terrible movie recommendation.
Hey, who knows? I don't know yet. Maybe I will come back next week, but I doubt it because
I'm gonna look to see if it's on.
precursor to The Matrix sounds good enough to me, and it was made in a time before they could just do whatever they wanted with special effects. So
This was 1998.
I appreciate movies a little bit more just because everything they had to do, they just had to do with what they had, as opposed to like, all right, and then the next 5 shots, send that to the graphics department and tell them to just throw in everything in the kitchen sink. And
it's like they did we like on Geek News Now, they do they've done the trailer reacts, and Debbie and Damon both did one for Free Jack. And she was like, oh, I've never even seen it. Go see that movie.
No,
I love that movie. Oh, come on.
I had no interest after watching that trailer.
Go watch it. It's on HBO Max. You can watch it for free. It's not going to kill you. Go watch Free Jack.
Right.
Emilio Estevez
Jagger.
and Mick Jagger. It doesn't get any better. Renee Russo and Anthony Hopkins. Come on.
it doesn't get any better.
Oh,
Uh-oh. All right, we've gotten contentious here at the end.
what else is new?
Yeah. Well, usually it happens much earlier, is all I'm saying. We have fun. Anyway, you cat's knocking stuff over. That's
Wow.
I think she just knocked about everything off of my dresser.
Mephisto confirmed.
Mephisto. Oh, that's who that mummy thing was. That's Mephisto.
It's all Mephisto. It would be actually great
Nightmare.
to see some sort of
Nightmare could be in this too.
Mephisto.
It seems like early on when they were talking about this movie, that somebody from Marvel came out and said the villain in this will be Nightmare because this is going to be like an MCU horror movie, and so they're going to bring Nightmare in for the big bad of this movie.
I remember a bunch of rumors, but I don't remember anyone saying it for sure because they were also talking about that when WandaVision was coming out. They're like, "Oh, he's the villain, making her see all this stuff and do all this stuff." It's just, and then it was like, no, it's a good theory, but it's not what happened. So I don't know if that was just part of that, or if that was because that person said something about Multiverse of Madness, and then that's how the rumor got started. You know what I mean?
And who knows if any of this is in the movie because, they've tricked us before.
Yeah, none of this, what's in the trailer is actually in the film. That'll be great. I want to see that. I want to see that movie where I've watched all the trailers for it and nothing in the trailers in the movie itself, and then be like, "How did you do it?"
Many pissed people.
Wait, you've already seen it, didn't you? See Rogue One?
Came out of nowhere. Yeah,
Rogue One's pretty close.
That's about as close as you can get. Yeah. God, there's some
I
shots.
love Rogue One.
It's a good movie, but the
love
trailer doesn't match up to what's in the film even close.
Very true.
Her pointing a gun.
Some of the posters don't either.
Yeah, because they
facing off against a TIE fighter.
The entire end of the movie. Great space combat, though. I love the fight, the space, the vehicle combat in Rogue One. They should just be doing that in any movie that they're doing Star Wars with right now. That was what pissed me off about Book of Boba Fett. I was like, the Ranker's great, yay. Get in your Slave One and have the intergalactic drug cartel. They have spaceships. Let them use it. This is called Star Wars. Get in space. I love the Western thing, but you gave that to the Mandalorian. Like, come on. And you've got the. All right, but
by the way,
not the time or the place for that.
By the way, on Thursday nights we have a Star Wars show. Go watch this one from the past Thursday where we did Book of Boba Fett, and you can see that whole rant.
Oh yeah,
laid out right there.
Yep, one of Chris's famous rants.
Yep, I have them.
Yes,
I didn't really do one today, other than just that, but we'll see. I'm sure after I end up seeing Doctor Strange, I'm gonna love it but I'm gonna be like, but here's what I had problems with. Okay, that's why people think I hate all these movies. It's like, well, you keep ranting about them. I was just like, I'm just passionate about the things I don't like about them. Overall, I loved it. It was, except no, because all I can think of now is that I usually rant about things like the Eternals, and that deserves more ranting than I even feel like doing. Anyway. Maybe they can pick up the pieces there with something in the future. They certainly have set some stuff up there, but I don't know. That movie in the by itself was just not impressive to me. But I'm still a Marvel fan, still pumped for what they got going, all the shows and the way things tie together. Obviously, if I am hosting a weekly show about it, if I hated it, then it's a weird thing to do.
You know, it's funny because every Marvel movie I've seen at least, I've seen several times. I mean, even Captain Marvel, my least favorite, I've watched it at least once since it's been on Disney Plus. So I've seen it twice. I saw it in the theaters and then I saw it in Disney Plus. But the Eternals I've only seen once, and that was the opening weekend of the theaters. I haven't even though it's been on Disney Plus for however many months now, I still haven't even touched it.
I haven't watched 10 Rings since it's been on Disney Plus. I only seen it at the theaters. Same with the Eternals.
I've seen it like 3 or 4 times on the Disney Plus.
I keep thinking I'll go back to it, but
I like it.
Not yet.
I thought it was a pretty film.
Oh, yeah.
Nice to look at.
Most Marvel films are. But that one was, yeah. Strangelove the Doctor said that when we were talking about
Rogue
the Book
One.
of Boba Fett.
Rogue One.
The Book of Boba Fett. Because we were saying Cantina Happy Hour. We just talked about it. He was in the chat.
Oh, yes, he was.
Yep. We appreciate you coming and hanging out and chatting with us. As you have done today, TV tip at the moment is Station 11. It's amazing. I have not watched that yet. But I take your recommendation and I'll put it right next to.
Is that on Netflix?
Dark
I think I've seen it. Is it on Netflix or HBO? I've seen it
Station 11.
advertised recently.
Station 11.
I'll have to go look it up.
11. We'll check that out. Thank you for that recommendation. And I think with that, we've talked about what we're going to talk about today, about Wanda and Vision. I don't even know what we're going to talk about next week, but it'll be something to do with the MCU. So, David, Debbie, thank you for joining me this Monday night. Everyone in the chat, HBO, he said, by the way.
HBO Max. There you go.
I thought I seen because I had
Station
just
11.
finished watching Pennyworth, and I think I watched the latest episode of Peacemaker. And I thought I'd seen that Station 11.
I should watch that. I haven't watched any of that.
It's good.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. And it sounds funny. And
I saw the opening credits and I was like, nope.
What?
I haven't even seen that. I heard people like that too.
You talking about the dancing intro?
Yeah, that's the one. My brother said, "Have you watched Peacemaker yet?" I'm like, "No," and he goes, "Look at this," and he showed me the intro. I'm like, "Yeah, now I really don't want to see it."
All right, well now I've got to watch it.
I enjoyed it.
Just because
I
of this
it's a good show.
controversy.
It's a good show so far.
Okay, and I think it's John Cena. He's pretty funny.
John Cena
I'm not
and
a Cena fan, but he's growing on me on this show.
And Robert Patrick.
I couldn't care less about like wrestling. Just I don't know him from that. What I know him from is the acting bits that he's done. And when I've seen it, I'm just like, is that John Cena? And then I watch it, I was like, that's pretty funny. Like he's got some humor chops there, especially like in the Suicide Squad, the newer one, when he's in that as Peacemaker. I thought he was funny. Aren't you a fan of peace? I'll do anything for peace. I don't care how many men, women, and children I have to kill to get it. It's like just that lack of self-awareness. It's pretty cool. And he's like gigantic. So when it comes to action scenes, like he's capable of looking like he has real damage.
He has the body of a comic book superhero.
Yeah. So good to go there. Peacemaker. That is also on the list of things to check out. HBO. I have not been tuning in lately. So.
Oh, and Robert Patrick. I got to talk to Robert Patrick about that show back in June before it started. It was great. It was amazing.
Okay, I didn't know this. The Wonder Twins, like as in Wonder Twin powers activate,
Activate.
form of an ice menorah.
I didn't even like the cartoons, let alone a live
Shape
action.
of steam.
Yeah.
What?
Yikes. How much money are they dumping into that? Mistake.
No. Call it what it is. Dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Dumpster fire.
I just heard that it exists and I'm already. You haven't given it a chance at all. I gave it all of the chances that I could. Okay. Since I heard about it 10 seconds ago, I gave it every opportunity. But all right,
Kinda
that's
like
it.
Powerpuff Girls.
That's it for us tonight on MCU Mondays before we talk about more stuff that isn't the MCU. All right. We'll see you next Monday.
Shit!
Language.
Wait a second. No one else is going to deal with the fact that Cap just said language?
Just slipped out.
Find the scepter.
And for gosh sake, watch your language.
That's not going away anytime soon.
You bet your ass.
Steve, he said a bad language word.
Did you tell everyone about
The
that?
heado's imprinted.
Out with the platinum bastard.
Steve doesn't like that kind of talk.
You know what, Romanov?
Fury, you